Well, we're honored to have my good dear friend, Frank Hayden, procurement director at West Palm Beach, city advocate, community leader, Black Chamber. You've done so much in our community, and
Thank
I'm
you,
just
sir.
honored to have you here with
Thank
Mic'd
you.
Up with Mayor Lawson. So thank you, and we're going to go ahead and get started, Brother Frank.
right.
Frank, you've been a champion for equity in procurement, inclusion in government, and contracting. Can you share what has inspired you for that approach to supply diversity and local business participation?
Yeah, I'd be more than happy. I'm from Detroit, Michigan, and I came here in 2001. But I happen to have had the opportunity to serve under Coleman Alexander Young in Detroit. And anybody who knows anything about him knows he was a champion for minority and women-owned businesses for years. And so I kind of learned my lesson under his tutelage. And so wherever I go, my motto is I want to make it or leave it better than what it was when I got there. And so I've always worked very hard to provide and create opportunities for small and minority and women-owned businesses. And so we've had that opportunity here in the city of West Palm Beach. I'm fortunate enough that the mayor and the commission have been 100% supportive of what we've been able to do. And so I think that has just motivated me even more to make this possible.
Being the adjacent city to Riviera Beach is just seeing the work. I've been honored in my private capacity, professional capacity, and just in life. You're an amazing man, amazing husband, and just the leadership you've done. I'm just honored to kind of work with you and be here with you. So to really focus on those opportunities.
Right.
But to expand those opportunities on a municipal level for local businesses, minority and women-owned businesses, during the current political posturing with DEI and the state and the federal levels, what lessons can the city of Riviera Beach learn from the success and broaden aspect to opportunities from minority and women businesses?
Well, I think we all find ourselves in a very difficult period right now. For the life of me, I'm still trying to figure out what DEI has to do with leveling the playing field for people to have economic opportunities. And the things that we have done here in the city of West Palm Beach, during the pandemic, for example, we reached in our coffers and provided funding to help businesses in the city of West Palm Beach. Then we've also helped small businesses be able to compete in this environment that we find ourselves in. I know in the city of Riviera Beach, you did a program with a young lady that we work with about how do you deal with RFPs and how to respond to them. Because most small businesses, they're used to doing business by a handshake, not through the competitive process that you have. So under these environments, we need to do all and everything that we can to level the playing field. For example, in the city in our program, we have a sheltered market program.
Good.
So for projects below that dollar threshold, we can set them aside for certified SBEs. And most big SBE firms, they don't want to be bothered with programs of that small. So in the end result, you end up with the individuals that you need to help the most in those activities. So that's one of the things that we're doing, and I agree with you. I think with the relationship that we've had with your city, we can all work together in order to be able to provide those opportunities for small businesses.
We followed that model because I've seen that work that you've done in a lot of the cohorts, the meetings, the charrettes, the conversations have been kind of reciprocated between West Palm and Riviera Beach. So that importance of prioritizing local businesses is vital to make sure we're establishing. What do we need to do and what procurement practices can we continue to do? Can we talk about some of those measurable impacts that are seen on the local and increase through jobs and community wealth or reinvesting?
Yeah, I think it's important. And one of the things that we discovered was that we used to emphasize a lot about the importance of getting certified. Well, certified is only the tip of the iceberg.
Agreed.
Because once you get the papers done, then you got to get the job that helps you stay in business to do what you need to do. So I think the important things are to provide what I'll call training program to help small businesses do that. We talked about how do you respond to an RFP, learning how to market your company, because as you know, with most small businesses, like I said, it's handshake. Some neighbor wants to know, do you know somebody who can put a glass in, and they give the person's phone number. Yeah. But in order to be able to make real economic benefits for those small businesses, you got to be able to market so people understand who you are. In projects that require a bond, we had a program with a young lady who prepared businesses to be bondable. And then at the end of the program, she got them bonds because she had that ability. And so in order for these businesses to be successful under these times, they need all the tools that they can possibly get to survive in this environment. And I think that's what is crucial and important. And, you know, we talked just briefly about the relationships that we have, you know, with the county, with the city of Riviera Beach and other places. Yeah. We share that information with one another.
Yes.
And help us to be able to help all of these businesses, because we're all basically feeding off the same pie. And so we want to make sure that there's enough to go around for everybody.
While those lines are drawn, like, you know, they have West Palm, they have Riviera Beach Gardens, most people don't see these lines when it comes to just kind of paying their bills. Mm-hmm. They're willing to work and go wherever. So that right. Collaborative effort is vital, and I agree with you wholeheartedly. Most corporations, when they come in, they don't know the difference between Riviera Beach and West Palm. They just know that they have employees within that certain vicinity. We spoke to Ms. Kelly Smallridge previously, and she talked about some of the work that they were doing and some of the corporations that were coming in, but preparing those businesses, and that's vital as well.
And I would say we've been very good in terms of getting those businesses to utilize a number of our small firms to participate in the growth of this city.
Mm-hmm. You also wear multiple hats. You've worked in nonprofits, philanthropy work. You've worked with the Black Chamber of Commerce. How has the work in your department strengthened the efforts and energy that you have done throughout the community, throughout Palm Beach County, and just the work with the chamber? Because I've seen that, and that's actually where I first met you, outside of procurement. I didn't even know you were the director when I first met you there, because of the work you were doing in the community.
Yeah, well, and I've been very proud of that. I've always been taught and believe that you need to give back to the community. I've been very blessed and fortunate with the opportunities that I've had. And I think it's beholden of me to do that back. I spent a couple of years as chair of the Black Chamber. Yep. You might know I was also the CFO of the Sickle Cell Foundation for Palm Beach County as well. But in each of those roles, it was an opportunity to open up some doors and provide some opportunities for those folks who look like us and have gone through the same kind of struggles that we have to create those opportunities. So the city of West Palm Beach has a very creative relationship with the Black Chamber. We have what the chamber calls Ask the Expert. Yep. Well, the city of West Palm Beach funds that. And so we'll get businesses to come talk to our members about the profession they provide and so forth and so on. And, you know, we do ribbon cuttings for new businesses, and we monitor all that. So I think when I was chair of that, and I'm still a member of the chamber, our effort was focused on what can we do to open up doors for those businesses who have made that effort to make city of West Palm Beach, or for that matter, Palm Beach County, their home.
One of my initiatives, once stepping into the role as mayor, was to really build a collaborative effort with the chamber and the city of Riviera Beach.
Yeah.
We've had multiple sessions with the chamber coming into the city and the Black Chamber, focusing on establishing business growth, establishing support, and then also elevating the footprint of members that are actually participating so that we can partner and provide that support and resources. We want to do more in government. We want to provide more opportunities. So we're going to keep showcasing this. I want to give an opportunity for our small businesses to understand the importance of being a part of the chamber and being locally involved and government involved. That procurement process is vital.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more, looking ahead, what can the city of Riviera Beach do to kind of really establish and strengthen that foothold with the chamber, with the process of small business growth and development, and prepare for the outcome of what's happening on a federal level?
Yeah, and Mr. Mayor, I think that's crucial. Because as you know, having been in this business for a long time, working through the maze of doing business with any governmental entity is an impossible task. It truly is. It seems like roadblocks are put there to keep certain people from reaching that goal. And so you need to provide what we do, and Riviera Beach does as well. You need to provide businesses out there with the list of opportunities that are going to be coming about. And you can't do it on the day before. You got to give them at least 6 months, sometimes a year, to get it in place, because most businesses who are doing business with City of Riviera Beach, City of West Palm Beach, the county, they know about these projects months in advance, and they start putting their teams together in that time frame. By the time some small businesses find out about it, it's too late. So we got to provide them with that information, with that opportunity. One of the other things I think is important is most decisions are made based on people they know. And so if you've got a small business that is new to the arena, when they submit something, those people who are making the decision see them, but they don't really see them. So I think one of the other opportunities, we used to do what we call business to business. Invite those companies in to do a one-on-one with those people who are going to be making decisions to help them, so that the decision makers understand who they are and what their opportunities are. And then last other thing is we have to convince our people who are making decisions. A lot of the firms who have been doing work with municipalities were new at one time. And so you got to open that door for other people to have that same opportunity to get a start.
Open the door, make sure they have an opportunity to walk right in.
That's absolutely right.
Brother Hayden, it's been a pleasure.
Listen,
it's an honor. Listen.
Mr. Mayor, I am honored to be here today, and you know this, so actually I'll make it public. If there's anything we can do or I can do to help the city of Riviera Beach, please let me know.
We're going to lean on you.
All right.
I appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Every day, families are facing challenges, housing, mental health, and opportunities for their children. Hi, I'm Kelly Powell, the CEO of Community Partners of South Florida. We believe everybody deserves the tools and resources to thrive. Through our housing solutions, counseling, and community programs, we're building a healthier, stronger neighborhood. Join us to create impact. When one family thrives, our entire community thrives. For more information, join us at cpsfl.org.
There's something about having that piece of paper. Some people think that's worth more than my skills.
I've run this place for 20 years, but I still need to prove that I'm more than what you see on paper.
Noun, the invisible barrier that comes at every turn for workers without a bachelor's degree.
You just gotta be so good they can't ignore you.
It's the way my mind works. I have a very mechanical brain.
Analytics and empathy. That's how I've gained clients.
I am more. I'm more than who I am on paper.
Alternative routes instead of a bachelor's degree. Ceiling.org. Find resources for breaking through barriers.
We are back with Mic'd Up with Mayor Lawson, and I'm so honored to have my amazing police chief, the leader of our law enforcement department, the city of Riviera Beach, Chief Michael Coleman. Welcome and thank you. Welcome to Mic'd Up with Mayor Lawson.
Thank you for having me, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. You've been with our organization for coming up on 3 years in March.
Yes, sir.
And you've been in law enforcement since the 90s, huh?
1994, October 10th.
Congrats, man. Listen, the leadership and the service you've done is phenomenal, and I really want to talk about that because the city needs to know more about you, because you've done a great job cleaning up things, to moving things forward, and to continue to elevate the brand. But I want you to tell the people, the residents, what does that vision look like? So when it comes to community policing, what does community policing actually mean to you, and how can we strengthen that?
Community policing is everything when it comes to law enforcement, and you can use it for fighting crime, enhancing families. I think community policing, for me, for the city of Riviera Beach, is all about collaboration and partnerships. I can't be successful without a community.
Good.
I can't arrest myself out of problems. So what I can do, I can use the passion and the vision of our community leaders to help move our agency forward. So community policing is something that I think most agencies should want to adapt into their philosophy overall.
Good.
So it's all about collaboration partnerships. As you can see in Riviera Beach, we have been very, very successful the past 2.5 years because we have such great partnership with our leaders in the communities, as well as our businesses. The businesses invest into police department that has a vision that allow them to have an input on how we deploy our resources. So I'm very thankful for the leaders in the city for allowing me to lead, and I allow them, well, I use them to be a partnership so they can tell me how they want their city policed.
That relationship and that collaboration is vital because our residents, they hear about it, these catchphrases of community policing, but what does that really mean to them? So I want us to continue to build that collaboration, that relationship. So thank you. How can we share some of the most impactful and important safety and security initiatives with our department? And what can we launch this year to improve that on our day-to-day life for our residents?
As far as safety, it's up to me to get the information out to our residents what's far as how the safe environment.
Wow.
So we created a very strong marketing team internally, and I think you since day one you've been talking about marketing and branding of our city. It's up to me as a leader to get the information out and allow the city once again to have input into that. So safety is all based on, we all know what it is, but we have to make sure the residents understand what safety is and allow us to devise plans for their safety. What I've done since I've been there, I looked at my internal staff and how I deploy my resources.
Yeah.
And I think some of the changes we've made to enhance the safety in the city, I want people to come to the city and feel safe, not to be fearful of what may or may not happen. Okay. So marketing and branding, get the correct information out there to the residents is very important for me. You know, coming to this city, people feared getting off Blue Hand Boulevard. And what irritated me the most when I took over, that people never got off Blue Hand Boulevard.
Right.
So I just want to make sure that everyone know that River Beach is a safe place. And I want to make sure Blue Hand Boulevard is a place that set the tone for the entire city.
You touched on and you talked about the accountability of you being the one to get that message out. People refuse and sometimes don't take that accountability and say we're the ones. So I appreciate that, Chief, because really our residents need to hear that. And when they watch this and they see this, they understand that difference. There's a stigma versus reality of Riviera Beach. And Riviera Beach has faced that unfair stigma for years. But some of it has had some validity to it based upon the data, documents, and evidence, as some of my council members may say, one of my favorite council members. But from your perspective, what are the facts about crime and safety in our city that people don't always actually hear?
Well, the first word come to my mind is fake.
Yeah.
And I learned this from one of our great leaders. That's fake news. It's fake news. Data's data. You can't get away from data. But I worked in the city for 2 decades. And early on in the early 90s, when I started my career in law enforcement in Delray Beach, which is a great city that I think a lot of cities have mirrored the vision after.
Yes, sir.
When Delray Beach was trying to build out this city, a lot of developers, a lot of individuals said that this is high in crime because it ran people away. Now, do we have crime? Yes, absolutely we had crime. But what have been done by outsiders is they create this this narrative that the city is so dangerous so other people can come in and pretty much buy up cheap land. And that's not law enforcement, that's just reality, how things are, and I experienced this over years. Riviera Beach is a city that's going through a transition, which is great because it's so valuable that people want to create these fake narratives to get people away and put that negativity on the city. I think Riviera Beach is we are creating a vision, a mission, and a narrative that people want to be part of, and it's up to me to change that narrative. So I stand up front of this city, one of the leaders in this city, to make sure that the proper narrative is told. As I was sharing with someone earlier, I don't like anyone telling my story.
Good.
I tell the story.
Good.
And I try to tell the story of truth. The truth is Riviera Beach is a place that people want to live, work, and play. And it's up to me as the chief of Riviera Beach to make it safe and put out the proper data information. And this is why I have a lot of training. I work 7 days a week, and I want to make sure that narrative is told the correct way.
Telling our story. That's why we're here today, and that's why you continue to do that. You've pushed that through the media, through engagement, through social media, and thank you again for being on Mic'd Up, because this is telling the story, and they get to hear it right from our actual police chief, and not just what they're hearing out on social media or on the streets.
If I can tell you this, right now the crime in Riviera Beach is at 23% overall crime reduction in the city. And some of the lowest crime data that we have had in many, many decades.
Many decades, I know.
So, and every year since I've been here, crime has been going down over the past 3 years.
Data, documents, and evidence. Thank you. You always work with our youth, and engagement is a priority for you. I've seen that for many years. What programs or partnerships are the police department using to build that trust and empowerment with our youth, and how can we keep them on that positive path? Because that's been important to you since you've been here in the city and throughout your career as I've followed you. What programs can they actually do?
Well, first of all, I love youth. Before I get to answer that question,
Good.
I think as we continue to build out the city of Riviera Beach, if we don't invest in our youth, like economic development is going to be hard for us to sustain over the years.
Good.
Education, for me, is very important when it comes to youth. The youth is everything to me, because as we continue to grow, why don't we include our youth into our development? Why don't we invest in our youth early on? Okay. So when it comes to youth and senior citizens, which I love, that we have to invest in our youth. So we want, when you retire as one of the better mayors we ever had in the city of Riviera Beach,
Thank you.
who's going to take your place?
Yes, sir.
So we need to invest in those youth so they can grow up and want to be Mayor Doug Lawson or Chief Michael Coleman. So investing in our youth is very important, because they can lead, they can go on and continue to create the philosophy that you created, we create, not just in Riviera Beach, throughout the country. So the youth and investing in youth is very important to me. And Delray, that some guy gave me $1 million, the program I was part of, and when the developers came in town, they invested into our youth.
Good.
And where I've had youth go to Yale, work in the White House, work with STEM research. That's all because someone thought enough about our youth to invest in them early on, and it changed the trajectory of crime.
Yes.
Without the investment in the youth, crime will continue. So I love my youth because I can invest in my youth. That crime is not going to continue. When I first got here, most of my crime was taking place between 12 and 18-year-old kids. Now my crime numbers, I get a weekly update on my crime stats. My youth is not so much involved in crime anymore because of my PAL program.
Good.
I have 40 kids in a PAL program.
Good.
I'm working with Palm Beach State College to send kids to college on entrepreneurship programs and technical programs. We have a drone program at Boyne High School. So there's so many different things we have done, and because of you and one of the other commissioners, we created youth programs.
Yes.
So if we don't train our own, who's going to come in our city to train our own?
Special shout out to Ms. Miller Anderson, our chairwoman, who has advocated for that youth council for years and has been supported by your department. Because I see you guys at every meeting, I see you engaging with our youth, and those are the current programs that you're actually doing. So I appreciate that, because you touched on all the things. That was going to be my next question, Chief. You went into all the programs, and that's what they need to hear about, because our residents don't actually know about the other programs and what's actually being shared with the drone program, with the youth councils, with the PAL program. But you're telling that story, and we're telling the story for you. So I'm proud of that, Chief.
And if I could follow with something, I think reading is very important. During my transition after I retired from Delray the first time, I took over a reading program. And most of our kids, if we can't read by on the third grade level, a lot of time people build systems for our kids who can't read on third grade. So in Riviera Beach, we're looking at a reading program for our city. So that's another way how to elevate and mentor and develop our young kids through reading. Good. And I think the city, by you and the body, the board, put up $250,000 towards education. It says a lot about the direction of the city.
We have positive momentum. What's that one positive change you've seen in Riviera Beach since you've stepped in that role that you think deserves more attention, so you can tell the public?
It's so many, Mayor. And it's I can say to all day talking about the positive changes I've seen in 2.5 years. But the most important thing that I've seen right now, we tell our own story. And I think there's always been a divide in our own city.
Good.
So right now, there's a serious momentum as far as the division we have had in the city between different subdivisions, which is Singer Island and the West. So I think now Singer Island understands that we're one city, and the people are starting to understand that Riviera Beach is not have a bunch of subdivisions.
Good.
We're one city. In addition to that, I've seen my chiefs throughout Palm Beach County understand the needs of Riviera Beach, and they starting to, when I go out to different meetings, the chiefs at the federal and state level, what's going on in Riviera Beach? I'm like, what do you mean? There's significant changes that are taking place. I don't have to tell that story anymore.
Good.
I go to the state meetings and state conferences, they're telling me about the changes they've seen in Riviera Beach, which is, I don't have, because I'm gonna tell it, they think that I'm enhancing my truth.
Yeah.
But when they tell it, the truth is the truth, because they see it from their perspective. Yeah. So that's one of the things that I think that people need to know. Riviera Beach is changing. We're not going anywhere. And I tell my staff, I can't go backwards. If I go backwards, I don't want to be in Riviera Beach. So we moving forward. That's the biggest difference I've seen, that a lot of other people are marketing, moving to Riviera Beach, want to invest in Riviera Beach. That's because of the leadership that we have in place right now, with the board, with you, who telling our story outside of our 8.2 square miles.
Thank you.
Our 8.2 square miles now is in Tallahassee. Yeah. Now it's in Europe. Now it's in Bahamas.
Yes.
Now it's in Jamaica.
Yeah.
So thank the board for that.
And honestly, I have to thank you, Chief, because you've been part of that process, and it's a team collaboration. That ecosystem we've created starts with good leadership, good ownership of the problems and the issues, but then good direction as to how do we solve that. You came in with solutions for us. So Chief, I'm just thankful, because people across this country are talking about, the city of Riviera Beach, not just because of me as the mayor, my council members, the city manager, but our police chief, who's done a great job of really elevating us. You've promoted from within, you've hired from within, and you've trained up some of the leaders from our community, because you saw the talented ones, and you've strengthened the bond with the city. So I just have to say thank you. Thank you for telling our story and mic'd up with Mayor Lawson. And I'm just excited to always continue to work with you, and hopefully this will be your third retirement now, when you're done with the city of Riviera Beach.
Third retirement, military, Delray, and hopefully
we'll retire out of Riviera Beach.
Absolutely.
Listen, we don't want you to go anywhere, but you've done a great job preparing the next one for continuity in government, succession planning. And our next chief, you said that you want to have about 5 or 6 more chiefs when you're done, coming from Riviera Beach. So that's what great leadership looks like. So thank you, Chief.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
I'm your retirement fear, but don't be scared. You're still in pre-tirement.
Does that mean I have more time to plan?
Precisely. This is pretirement.org.
This isn't scary. I'm doing it.
Every day, families are facing challenges: housing, mental health, and opportunities for their children. Hi, I'm Kelly Powell, the CEO of Community Partners of South Florida. We believe everybody deserves the tools and resources to thrive. Through our housing solutions, counseling, and community programs, we're building a healthier, stronger neighborhood. Join us to create impact. When one family thrives, our entire community thrives. For more information, join us at cpsfl.org.
This month, in our community updates, we've decided to really kind of kick it up a notch. Our city is growing, elevating, and developing at a rate that is just unheard of in the city of Riviera Beach. We're so excited, but we're making sure we include you as residents. We were able to actually close and clear and select a developer for our 18th Street solicitation. That is going to be condos that are going to be right on Broadway. That's going to be establishing and developing our downtown corridor. That corridor is exciting because we also actually approved 12 townhouses that we talked about, those 28 townhouses that we did groundbreakings for with a local contractor. So we're honored to build a corridor, to build a downtown, and to build housing options. Our fire station, we just got awarded in Las Vegas, guys, with an international award about inclusion. Inclusive development for the Design Build Institute of America was honored to Fire Station 87. Guys, that's something that you have to understand. Riviera Beach is on the rise. We're on a national, international level of accolades and exposure, because also in addition to our fire station, our police station received a flawless accreditation renewal for the renewal of their support, communication, and accolades for how the police department operates. So, Riviera Beach, we're doing the things we're supposed to. We recently took our youth council to DeLand, and they had a phenomenal trip. Updates, they had their multiple council meetings, and they also did host their town hall. That town hall engaged with the residents and the parents of the community, and to hear about the issues for our youth and how they can actually take that back to their youth council meetings. The youth council is currently working with our police department on campaigns, which is the anti-vaping campaign, and the e-bike campaign. We've had some tragedies in our community, and we have to just work together. We're working with our youth council, we're working with our departments, and we're working with our staff. But the updates that we've had in this community, it shows that we're on the rise, and we're going to continue to elevate. And in the Mayor's Corner, we'll keep giving you monthly updates so that you can know that we can get directly to you as residents, and we can get directly to the people to tell our story, because that's what Mic'd Up with Mayor Lawson is about, telling our story for the city of Riviera Beach.